That's a great question. It's been good. Been good.
You know what Arkansas brings to the table, I guess. Just how do you approach a weekend like this when you know you're going to face a hostile crowd and a talented team?
I don't think you approach it any different than when you're, playing any other day. We have, we have big crowds. They have big crowds. Mississippi State has big crowds. Florida had big crowds. At the end of the day, it's just about the play. It's about playing the game. It's really all it comes down to. And I think we got a really good group of guys that focus on that. We realize there's no clock in baseball. We realize that there's no outside things that can change the way we play. So if we just show up into the yard, we're prepared the way we're prepared, and we play the game the way we play the game, it's really us against the game. It doesn't even matter about what Arkansas brings to the table, really. And we know every opponent in the SEC that you play is going to be a tough opponent, so you don't take weekends lightly. You don't even take your midweeks lightly. I think people are starting to realize that those midweek games are so tough too. So it just is down to the basics, winning college baseball games. So we've prepared just as we've prepared every week to play the weekend. And, it starts with a great practice today when we get there. Good night's sleep, wake up in the morning, good breakfast, good preparation, and we just roll on from there. But it's one pitch at a time, one play at a time, one out at a time. And then at the end of the weekend, we'll look and see where we're at.
What do you make of the way that the bullpen's been able to pick you guys up as starters? Last weekend, 14 innings. I think they gave up maybe 2 runs in the three games. Just how would you assess how the bullpen's done in the last couple of weeks?
Those guys are phenomenal. They're really good. And that's just they take that stuff extremely serious. Like they call themselves the pin dogs and everything like that. But I mean, they love it. And I think JK's done a phenomenal job, and even Coach Johnson, like just having everybody in that mentality. Like you come in the game, runners are on base. Those inherited runners, they don't score. And that's been something that they've been phenomenal about. And I know us as starters, we love that. And the game's tricky. I mean, obviously, as starters, you want to go as long as you can. Sometimes it looks different than that, and you're out sooner than expected. But those guys come out of the pen, and it's just like for a starter, or really for the relief guys that pick each other up. I noticed Rez and Paul had kind of had a little exchange last weekend where it was like I've come in after Paul, and he saved some of my runners, and then Paul's coming after me, and he saves some. Those guys are the same way for us. If we leave a game with runners on, it's almost like a sigh of relief. Like I know when Coop gets the ball, or when Rez gets the ball, or when Paul gets the ball, Trent gets the ball. If Defont comes in, like those guys are getting out of there with nothing coming across. So I think it's truly awesome. It's great to have that support, and I think it's phenomenal. Those guys have been doing a great job, and I know they're going to continue to do a great job because their preparation is unmatched.
You went through it as a freshman, some ups and some downs, and have seen how difficult it can be to play well as a freshman. What impresses you maybe about this group that's kind of come on with Sam, both Josh's, Grant, and what they're doing right now?
Yeah, no, the guy that's we'll start on the pitching side first. Just like you say, Sammy Dutton and Grant Taylor. Those two guys are probably the two nicest kids I've ever met in my life. I mean, they wouldn't kill a fly if they had the chance, but I mean, their preparation is insane. They are much more mature than their age shows. They take everything super serious, which is, I mean, everybody takes stuff serious, but there's always just people that take it a little bit further. And those two guys do it. They really do. And I think they're really good about learning from other people. They're really good about watching, seeing different things, picking up on different things. So they kind of got that itch going up. So I think that itch to get better between the two of them is really important too. But Sammy Dutton has been phenomenal. I know earlier in the season he wasn't getting a lot, and it was like, hey, dude, stay in it. You're going to get a chance. He came in against Texas and absolutely shoved. And then, like, look where he's at now. Like he started the last couple of Sundays, and he's done a phenomenal job. And then Grant Taylor, it's the same thing. Grant Taylor's made a couple of starts here and there. I know his first one against Baylor didn't go the way he had wanted to go. But I told him after the game, I was like, look, dude, this league's not easy. I was like, I did it last year, speaking from experience, but I'm like, you're going to go out there, and sometimes people are going to be all over your stuff. They're going to hit it all over the yard. And then sometimes you're going to come out there, and you're going to go 6-7 shut it. It's just – that's the game. That's how it's played. I was like, don't be discouraged. Keep coming back, because then you're going to start to push through, and you're going to blow it out of the water. And they both have done that. And especially it showed in the last couple of outings for them. I mean, Sammy Dutton's gone out there and gone 4 strong. GT comes in and goes like another 4 strong. And then you get one guy to finish it off. I know Grant Taylor was so stoked to finish it off against Florida, which we were super happy for him. But I think like that weekend, all of his brothers had like a save or a win because he's got 2 other brothers in college baseball. But it's super cool to watch those 2 guys play and how they go about their business. And then on the flip side, with Pearson and Stevenson, those 2 freshmen with the sticks. I mean, Josh Stevenson comes in the game. He's going to work the count. He's going to have a quality at bat. He's going to move a runner. He's going to win in the gray area, is what we call it. And then, Pearson this weekend, that guy, he's been phenomenal. I mean, he doesn't really say much. He's quiet. He's goofy. He's probably one of the funniest kids on the team. But his preparation, how he goes about his business, is truly great. I was super excited for him this past week in Mississippi State to come in that Sunday game and get those 2 home runs. I think that was huge for him. So looking forward to watching him just keep doing what he's doing.
Can we call him law firm?
The what?
The law firm? Dutton and Taylor? I think that works.
You can, 100%. Sammy Dutton, I'm giving him like the Dutton Ranch thing, like a little Yellowstone action.
But I like the two of them together because they're kind of like a pair.
They are, man. They are. Sammy Dutton's like a finesse kind of thing, and then GT just comes in blowing like 98, and everybody's like, whoa, where's this from? But he does it with a smile, so it's like, why? Like, it's super funny.
It's great to talk about. He faces another brother this weekend.
He does.
Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
As we talked about it.
Oh, has he talked about it? Not really. I mean, he kind of hasn't said much about it. I think he's going there to like play his brother, and I think he thinks it's cool. I mean, that's a cool thing. My 2 little brothers play together in high school, and I think that's cool. But I'm like, shoot, if I got to play against one of them in college, that'd be phenomenal. But no, I think he's really looking forward to it. I know he's excited about it. And I know it's one of those things where you'll capture that moment probably forever.
How does Cash see a future college player?
Dude, I think Cash and Logan both are. They're goofy kids, but I mean they're maturing. They're getting better. They're both big physically, but they're just. I think it's the playing. They got to continue to play kind of thing. But they both have extremely good work ethic. Probably better work ethic than I had at that age. So it's good to watch them play. College baseball is great. I love it. I love playing baseball all the time, but I'm not at home to watch them play. So I only get the reports and text messages from the family, but, maybe sooner or later I can sneak off one day and see them play.
For you personally, just sort of what things are you working on between starts these days, maybe the last couple of weeks?
That's a great question. No, it's the same thing. It starts with good catch play, rolls into a good pin in the midweek, good bullpen, and then it rolls into the weekend for me. I continue to do the same thing. I always have a big stretch day before the start, and I found meditation to be like a really cool thing that I like to do to get into kind of what I am doing. I think it's a cool way to like kind of slow the heart rate down, stay in the moment. Another thing that I've done, I think this year, just in between starts, just being more thankful for the position that I'm in, and just having a good sense of gratitude for playing at a park like this. And I come here and work out here, and I get to practice in this big stadium, and I get to wear these, I get to wear this logo on my chest, and there's just so much more meaning than just me, myself, and playing this game. It's just finding out that sense of gratitude and things like that in between starts makes you a lot more thankful, especially when you get that opportunity. And then when you have the opportunity, just being thankful for anything that comes out of it. There's good, bad, and the ugly, and that's part of the game. But I think once you become thankful for that opportunity to experience that, I think that's when you start to learn and grow. So that's been something that's been going on in between starts.
To kind of build off that, your rhythms just started to come back. You had that kind of wrist inflammation thing. So your rhythm just started to come back with these SEC starts. How important is that rhythm for you just going forward through SEC play individually and the team developing rhythm as a whole?
No, it's super important. Yeah, no, like things like that come up during the season they're tough because they do kind of throw you off that rhythm a little bit. But it's been good to get back, lifting weights and everything like that, and then moving and doing everything that I do in between. And especially coming into SEC, like you can't go light here. You got to be able to go full all the time because every one of these games matter. You got the 56-game playoff that we're currently in, and I think everybody as a whole on the team has kind of been in the same thing. I know we've had some things pop up here and there for guys, but I think everybody's done a good job of getting with Corey and staying on top of that side of the game, so everybody's prepared to play week in and week out.
Do you save your words for us, or do you talk as much all the time? All the time.
That's a lie.